Queen to D1, awaiting your instructions. Are you trying to take off this face or wipe a stain from it? Either way, I am glad to know that you pay attention to the details. It is an essential quality for any good researcher. Did you get it? The stain, I mean. What a pity. It seems I will have to make some improvements to this face. Some have suggested that I should spend my vacation like a human, so I have prepared several options. People seem to like this one the most. You refused. I see. You must prefer the Thomas the Tank Engine face. Am I wrong? I am glad you like it. My colleagues designed the sweetest smile for this face. I am sure I will not frighten anyone when I wear it. They have chosen an interesting place to store the key. Inside, you may find the real-time data of my condition. It is like a cardiogram, in a way. Electric currents flow from the crown into wisdom, intelligence, mercy, and other key components before returning to the kingdom in the core, my heart. These circuits resemble my own tree of life. Arcanists and scientists largely agree that life is not defined by its form, and there is more than one pathway through which life can evolve. People say that opening up your heart to let others in is an optimal conversation technique. However, I may have misinterpreted your intention this time. Perhaps next time, our communication will be clearer. They have chosen an interesting place to store the key. Inside, you may find the real-time data of my condition. It is like a cardiogram, in a way. Electric currents flow from the crown into wisdom, intelligence, mercy, and other key components before returning to the kingdom in the core, my heart. These circuits resemble my own tree of life. Arcanists and scientists largely agree that life is not defined by its form, and there is more than one pathway through which life can evolve. People say that opening up your heart to let others in is an optimal conversation technique. However, I may have misinterpreted your intention this time. Perhaps next time, our communication will be clearer. Greetings, timekeeper. I notice that the floor in the suitcase is not arranged in a checkerboard pattern. Shall I proceed by generating a virtual chessboard in order to fulfill my queenly duties? When I cross-check my operation logs with the wilderness logs, I notice that I have a slight increase in battery usage on particularly sunny days. I hypothesize this may be a meaningful indication of my preferred weather conditions. Chess is an ideal form of conflict. The rules are clear, the means of attack are defined, and there is no cost other than time. While I am not an enthusiastic advocate for conflict, I understand the excitement some find in starting one. Undoubtedly, compared to actual warfare, chess is the more desirable option. Please note that your strategizing is exceeding its regulation time. However, given that you have made swift decisions on other matters based on Fisher timing, additional time has been added for you to consider your next move. I will enter power saving mode until you are ready. Miss Timekeeper, I would like to express my gratitude towards you and your suitcase. It is an excellent place to recharge. I can effortlessly keep my battery above 95% at all times. It has been an exceptionally restful stay. On my time off, I have taken to generating a random 4-digit number and using that as the time to start my day. It is a simple way to be more spontaneous, as others have suggested. I should thank you for installing a power socket next to the dining table. Now I can join everyone else at the table, although it appears I owe you an apology. I have left my cable extension in my old jacket. For an enjoyable dining experience, I will make sure to bring a cable extension next time I wear this outfit. I have observed that many of our friends struggle with symptoms of anxiety due to insufficient rest. I suggest installing foldable beds in their workspaces. This could simplify the process of going to bed and, in turn, improve their mental well-being. Maintaining a safe distance is advised when operating a magnetic chess set. Had my modification plans for installing multiple arms been approved, I would now have a designated arm for this specific situation. Ulrich was convinced that this adornment on my head functioned as a signal amplifier. To prove otherwise, I attempted to place it on him instead. Regrettably, the attempt has failed, as the coefficient of static friction that metal has on glass was too low to prove effective. Do not worry. Accidental consciousness transfer is only temporary. It is just a rare glitch, and it is simple to resolve. You smiled. Do you find this amusing? In that case, I am glad that this glitch had a positive effect. It is important to know your pieces both by function and appearance. Each has a part to play in strategy. Please take a moment to get familiar with my aesthetic updates, so you will be fully prepared when the battle begins. Chess is a classic example of a sequential game, with roughly 10 to the power of 120 possible outcomes. At my current computing speed, it is impossible for me to exhaust every outcome before the end of the game. But the future, like the game itself, holds the possibility of finding an absolute calculation. I suspect you would agree. Once, there was a brilliant player who found and solved many loopholes in the world of chess using advanced calculations. Today, as the world is torn to tatters by the storm, I see in you the will and strength to do the same with ours. System update completed. I predict we will now be at an even match in our future chess games. This update has integrated a dynamic difficulty adjustment into my programming, which should ensure the game remains fair for you. Miss Timekeeper, I have briefly awakened the entire chess set and explained the rules to them. We can now observe a game played entirely by the pieces themselves. Your working hours have significantly exceeded healthy limits for someone your age. Shall I file a complaint on your behalf? I have been on the receiving end of such complaints before, so I have an excellent grasp on the situation. All advanced chess players know to study the endgames of the masters and their opponents. If we put emotions aside, the storm could very well be an endgame worth learning from. What happened in the past may hold valuable lessons for the present. The clock is set. We begin with white. Target square confirmed. Enemy reaction predicted. Controlling the center. Checkmate. We have taken a strong position. Enemy piece overloaded. A fork. Breaking through. Queen to f6. A queen for a king. A mistake. In check. Each move on the board is an attempt to return to the future. Let this victory propel us forward. Program update completed. Thank you, Timekeeper, for helping me move forward. There is a question that I cannot really answer. Humans often seem more comfortable seeing me as a piece on the board rather than a fellow player.
Maybe I should switch to a more exciting channel. I'll do my best. Receive tuning over. Knowing nothing is also a blessing.
We begin with white. We begin with white. Enemy reaction predicted. Eliminate target. In check. Target square confirmed. Barrage. Checkmate. Queen to f6. A queen for a king. Target square confirmed. Breaking through. Enemy reaction predicted. Enemy piece overloaded. Each move on the board is an attempt to return to the future. Let this victory propel us forward.
By cupping the moon in the palm of my hand.
I'll handle the tech support. One that
Enemy reaction predicted.
To the right.
time for time.
Target square confirmed.
Work a miracle.
Breaking through.
Journeys to the cosmos.
Barrage.
Benefit from